Are you serious, Stephen of Oklahoma? Are you serious, Stephen? What? And also Amber of Arkansas, thank you as well. Here's the reports. Stephen of Oklahoma called me on the phone yesterday as I was driving on the highway and said, Pastor, the Dead Sea, there's sinkholes opening up in the Dead Sea. 1 per day. What? Are you serious, Stephen? Well, Amber of Arkansas has confirmed it. Reports coming out first on SOT.net, then on Protocol, Extinction Protocol, and now End Time Headline News. Here we go. The Dead Sea is drying up, folks. The Dead Sea is drying up at an incredible rate, leaving huge chasms of empty space in its wake. These chasms appear in the form of large, devastating sinkholes and an increasing in number throughout the region. Experts claim they are now forming at a rate of nearly 1 a day, but have no way of knowing when or how they show up. Estimates by Movement Magazine suggest that on the Israeli side alone, there are now over 3,000 sinkholes around the Dead Sea. This compares to just 40 back in the year 1990. I remember being at the Dead Sea in 1996, how spectacular it was. I stood there on Masada overlooking it. Then I went down to the banks of the Dead Sea, got in the water and experienced what that was about, of course, with the high content of salt. First of all, the ocean has 3% salt in all ocean waters, but the Dead Sea has 33% salt. Now, first of all, the earth is made up of 75% water and has 3% salt content. Your body is 75% water and it has a 3% salt content. So the phenomenon of the Dead Sea of 33% salt, it's a beautiful sea. The reason it's so beautiful is nothing can grow there, nothing can live there. No fish, no plant life, nothing can live there. It's the salt content too high. If a bird tried to fly over the Dead Sea, it would die before it could get across the other side from the vapors. So why is the Dead Sea there? Well, it was the ancient site of 2 cities, Sodom and Gomorrah. Both cities destroyed by God because of their homosexuality and their sexual perversions and idolatrous worship. God brought judgment upon the twin cities after negotiating with Abraham, and to no avail because they couldn't find 10 righteous people. Now the Dead Sea is drying up. Now the sinkholes are swallowing the Dead Sea. And not just the Dead Sea, but look at all the sinkholes opening up. 3 cars swallowed in the south side of Chicago. A semi-truck swallowed in downtown Shanghai. A big sinkhole opened up in downtown Indianapolis. Sinkholes in Cleveland, Ohio, and Detroit, Michigan. Sinkholes all over Florida. Huge sinkholes swallowed an entire villa in Orlando, Florida. Sinkhole swallowed a guy in his bedroom asleep. Never did find him in Florida. Sinkholes opening up in Kansas, 200 feet wide and 190 feet deep. What? Sinkhole swallowed a boy here in Indiana, buried him alive in the dunes by Lake Michigan, and 3 hours later they pull him out of the sand, out of the earth, 11 feet deep, but he's alive! He's alive! Sinkholes opening up in Missouri just last week, swallowing a Marine, 70 feet, killing him. It's going on around the world. Now the Bible told us that there would be hell was not made for man. Hell was never made for man, but for Satan and his angels, for the devil and his angels. But man is going to hell because he's following the spirit of darkness instead of following the light of Christ. And the Bible said hell have to be enlarged, open its mouth, being enlarged, and that without measure. Why? Because of the numbers of people who refuse to accept the free gift of Jesus Christ. Can I have some coffee? Because I want to tell you what my wife was telling me about that. We were talking about it again last night after Stephen called me on the phone. Well, she reminded me what Jesus said, that hell would be so horrible place. He said, don't go to this awful place where the fire is not quenched and the worm dieth not. Worm and wormholes and sinkholes. Is hell enlarging itself? The Bible said it would. But is hell in the center of the earth? I mean, I'm asking this question. When the rich man was buried, he said he was buried and in hell lifted up his eyes, being in torment. I'm asking a question. I don't know. They recorded the hell sounds in Russia back in the 50s. Scientists did it. Frightened them. It scared them to death. I don't know. But the Bible does say the earth is going to melt with a fervent heat. Even the elements thereof are going to burn up. That this earth will be consumed in fire. Is it internally as well as externally from the fire and brimstone that will fall upon the earth? Will the earth have a pole shift that nothing will survive? It says it in Isaiah chapter 24, verse 1. It even says the earth's going to reel and rock to and fro like a drunken man. It says that in Isaiah 24, verse 20. So we can see the signs, folks. Now the Dead Sea is sinkholes are swallowing it. We know that Lake Erie is down 40 feet from its water levels. We're watching the earth. It's sinkholes. It's hell enlarging. Is the earth coming to an end? Is time running out? Is Christ coming soon? Is the Antichrist about to rise? Is the New World Order? Is the beast? Is it's time? Is judgment almost upon us? Are you saved? Are you saved? Come to my website right now. Go to paulbegleyprophecy.com. I've got a video page to tell you how to get saved. I'll even pray with you right there. Or contact me now and say, I want to get saved. Or come to my live show today from 12 noon to 3 p.m. Eastern. Let's talk about the sinkholes. Let's talk about the Comet Ison. Let's talk about the wars in the Middle East and Syria and Damascus. Let's talk about these things. What about the floods in Colorado and the hurricanes in Mexico and the typhoons in Japan and now an earthquake? First of all, a typhoon 2 days ago hit the Fukushima plant there in there in Japan. Hit it, causing more leakage of radiation. Guess what? During my live show, while we're on the air live, if anything happens live anywhere in the world, we do breaking news and we tell you what it is. During the show, a 5.8 earthquake hit Japan again right at the Fukushima power plant, shaking it some more. God is shaking things up. God is shaking things up.